Why do designers struggle to make the transition to management? Most designers that I know who are in the late 20s, early 30s dread the thought of becoming design managers. They have aspirations beyond being just individual contributors, but they struggle to make the transition to design leaders or managers. The problem we designers face is that although we're really good at learning design skills, processes, and tools, when it comes to management skills, and these are skills, we're often clueless. The thought of managing others or leading projects makes designers uncomfortable. I know of so many who have tried, struggled, and then just given up. If you're thinking of stepping into a management role without any learning or prep, of course it's going to feel stressful and scary. I believe the problem here isn't that designers can't be good managers, but that we don't approach management as another skill that we should be learning. Now, becoming a good manager is a skill and it takes time to master. But I'd like to share some pointers with you today that should help make this transition, at least be better prepared for this. Now, this is not a guide on how to be a good manager, but think of these more as provocations that should help you get started right. I hope these will be useful for you if you're transitioning into a management role, or even if you see something like this coming up in your career in the next 5 years. So I'm going to talk about 4 things: prep, inspiration and awareness, toolkit, and a support system. Let's get into it. So the first thing, prep. Now, learning has to start before you become a manager. Most designers step into management roles and think they learn on the job. While this isn't a bad attitude, it's not the wisest move to start here. You need to start learning before you get on the job. To become a designer, you had to learn how to design first. You didn't become a designer and then start learning, although your learning continued. You had to get your fundamentals, your basics first. Similarly, to become a design manager, you have to learn the fundamentals, the basics, before you take on any responsibilities. Number 2, awareness and inspiration. Think about your design process. How do you start any project? You start by asking questions, making yourself aware, and then going out and building inspiration. That's a great way to start any project. You should try to bring that to any skill you're trying to learn as well. And learning this can look very similar to learning design. It's about attending events, finding people who know this and learning from them, reading books, attending workshops, watching online videos, same stuff that you do to learn design anyway. So there's so much out there that you can learn from. Go find it. Number 3, toolkit. So just like when you first started learning Sketch or Figma and started customizing it with your keyboard shortcuts and plugins, build a management toolkit. Think about whatever you're most concerned about. Go do some research online and find tools that can help you. For instance, if you're trying to hire people for your team and you've never interviewed people before, go online, do some research, and make an interview workflow. Then for the interview, you can make a cheat sheet of all the topics you want to cover that you can bring with you. Number 4, support system. And finally, this is a big one. Go find yourself some mentors or, if necessary, coaches. This is an entirely new skill for you. Surrounding yourself with people who know this will be incredibly helpful. There's professionals who can provide the support, but to be honest, you're surrounded by people who've been doing this. You know, your friends, your old bosses, your colleagues, and most people are happy to help. You just need to ask. This first design role for most of us was that of a junior designer. Then as we gain experience, we become senior designers. Similarly, this first management role is for you to learn the basics. So set your own expectations accordingly. And if this made you interested in looking for mentors or coaches, check out ADP List. It's a great resource where hundreds of designers are volunteering their time to mentor and coach others for absolutely free. I'm sure there's others like it, but I'm on ADP List as well. So if you want to get in touch, feel free. I'd love to have a chat. Cheers.